Hello, it's the Weekend Handicapper and happy Preakness 2018. Before we get into the analysis of this race, hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already. Subscribe to the Weekend Handicapper. That way you get all the latest tips and analysis of big race days. You get all the tutorials and all the advice that I can share with you on how to profit from thoroughbred horse racing. So if you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button and subscribe. That way you get all the videos as soon as they come out. Let's start analyzing this year's Preakness, race number 13 at Pimlico. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. If it's muddy, which it probably will be, if it's an off track, most of these horses can handle it. They're going to be okay. They're going to be fine. Some have won on the off track, most notably your heavy favorite, number 7, Justify. But that shouldn't even be a factor. Don't waste too much time on trying to figure out who's going to like the off track, who's going to like it if it's sloppy or muddy. Most of these horses are going to be fine. So it's going to be an even playing field as far as that angle goes, but it's not really an even playing field as we're getting ready to discuss. Let's take each horse one by one. Number 1, Quip. Has early speed, might be a good exotic horse. The Preakness usually favors early front-running horses. Maybe not on the very front lead, but early speed, mid-pack speed. So this is one that might get out loose on the lead, probably will get mowed down or passed eventually by these good horses that we're going to discuss. But Quip, number 1, might be a good horse for your exactas and your trifectas. Get passed at the end by better horses, but still might help you make a little money. Depends on how you hook them up. So yeah, I would factor in number 1. Maybe not as a win contender, though. Number 2, Lone Sailor, who was 8th in the Derby. One of the few closers in the race. Like I just said, Preakness usually favors speed horses. Doubt if it'll have much to close in on if you want to use Lone Sailor in the 3rd and 4th spot, or get real ambitious and think it'll come in 2nd. For your exacta, bottom of your exacta, then yeah. But I don't think the race is going to fall apart where Lone Sailor will win, but probably a good trifecta, superfecta horse. Number 3, Sporting Chance, another early speed horse. It was 4th in its last race, but it had some traffic issues. So some people might say, let's throw that race out. If you throw that race out and look at the other races, they're pretty good. Not bad. Do they compare to or on the same level as what's needed to win this race? Probably not. So it's going to be it's a long shot, definitely. Just depends on if you think that horse can really improve, throw out the last race and really improve. I doubt it. We'll probably see, it'll probably be consistent, which is a decent horse, but just not in a big race like this. Number 4, Diamond King. This is interesting. Interesting horse here. This horse could keep improving. It's got 4 wins and only 1 3rd place finish. So it's always finished in the money, and it's won 4 times. So basically, that's pretty good, right? If you're looking for a long shot, that might be worth a few bucks right there, trying to cash in on Diamond King. Number 5, Good Magic. We know about this horse, definitely a contender. I'm going to say this with Justify, I say it with Good Magic. I think the key to this race is how much, if anything, did the Derby take out of the ones that ran in the Derby. It was a nasty, sloppy track. It might have taken a toll, and you're coming back just a couple weeks later to try to race again, probably in the slop on an off track against fresh horses. That's a huge factor. We don't know how that's going to happen, right? On paper, Good Magic is definitely a heck of a contender, just like he was in the Derby. So definitely a contender. Just think about how much that race, the Derby, took out of Good Magic. But definitely a contender for sure. Number 6, Tenfold, could keep improving. This is one of those other horses that could keep improving. Has to take a major step up, though, to get it done here. But I think It's worthy of being a long shot. If you're trying to find a way to make some money and try to beat the obvious contenders in this race, then number 6 might be a good bet. Trained by Asmussen, rode by Ricardo Santana Jr. So that's always a good combination. So it's maybe worth a few bucks on that one to see if you could cash in. Number 7, Justify. What can we say? This is the heavy favorite. Looks like the legit super horse could be. Everybody's talking, hyping it up. It impressed everybody at the Derby. The way it ran, continued that early speed all the way around the track and finished easy. Pretty much looked like it could be a legit Triple Crown threat to the Triple Crown. So again, just like I said with Good Magic, the only way Justify is going to lose is if he's bruised up, if he's not feeling recuperated from the Derby. Baffert, Bob Baffert, it's trainer. I trust in Bob Baffert. I trust Bob to say whether or not this horse is ready or not. I don't think he'd be in the race running if it wasn't meant to win. It didn't feel up to it. So if this horse is sound, healthy, ready to race, the Derby didn't take much out of him, and that impressive win, on paper, my gosh, hands down the winner. And it should be an early or morning line favorite, should be the post time favorite, a heavy favorite, because this horse towers over everybody else, in my opinion. Just all about how he recuperated, how he recovered from the Derby after that race. I think he'll be fine, honestly. Number 8, Bravazzo. It's consistent, but consistently average. Average, doesn't compete with these other horses probably. If you want to put him in your trifectas and superfectas, go ahead. But if Good Magic's ready to row, Justify's ready to row, no, it ain't going to happen for Bravazzo. So how will I bet the Preakness? I wouldn't bet the Preakness if it wasn't the Preakness. So if you're somebody that just needs to put some money down just because it's the Preakness and you want to have some fun, say you put a bet in on the Preakness, then by all means do that. But on an ordinary day, you see a heavy favorite like this or a second favorite that's even pretty strong contender, it looks like a 2-horse race. It doesn't take that many years of handicapping to see that Justify and Good Magic are the ones. But that doesn't mean that's who you should bet if you bet, right? We're gambling here. I can easily see the Derby exacta happening again. Or it could be reversed, who knows. But they ain't going to pay anything, you all. And there's no reason to even touch those horses. Maybe if you're very confident on Good Magic, number 5, then maybe if you think you could beat Justify this time and the roles are reversed, then go ahead. But as far as exactas, boxing the 5 and the 7, Justify, Good Magic and Justify, it's not worth it. There's so many other races. There's even big races are going to come along where you're going to get some value. But those are definitely the top 2 contenders. But how do you bet it? There's no way I'm putting a win bet on Justify. Probably no way I'm going to put a win bet on Good Magic, even though they'll probably win. But I'm not in this to be right and have bragging rights. I'm in this to try to make some money. If it takes a few bucks and the risk is pretty high that you might cash a ticket then and make some money. Let's say these 2 horses aren't recovered from the Derby and just wasn't feeling up to, wasn't ready to roll. I saw it happen personally with Big Brown. Most people thought that was it. He was the next Triple Crown winner. We saw how that turned out. If you didn't, go ahead and get on YouTube and look at that, Big Brown's Belmont. That was a shocker, right? So stuff happens. My money's going to be on stuff happens. I don't think it will, but I don't want to be wrong if stuff happens. So how I will probably, there's no probably, I will do it. It's the Preakness. Y'all watching this, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Do I think my horses are going to win? Probably not. Do I think Justify or Good Magic is going to win? Yeah. But that's not how we play this game this is not how we bet on horses. You bet on horses to take a risk to try to win some money. Not to be right or cash a ticket that pays you, $2 something for a win bet or $5, $7 for an exact. No way in hell would I ever put a bet down like that. All right? So here's what I'm going to try to do. Number 4, Diamond King, is going to get a win bet. Number 6, 10 Fold is going to get a win bet. Gambling, try to take a major step up. These horses got to trend way up there to try to beat these good, legit horses. But at decent odds, they might do it. We don't know until post time what those odds are going to be. And I can't promise, if those horses go down to like 6 to 1, 8 to 1, I doubt that's going to happen. I ain't going to bet that, even though I've made this video and said I was going to. You can't, it's not a good value at that price. If they stay in double digits, yeah. What's the harm of putting some money on something like that just to say you did it? And just the chance, the remote small chance that something might go wrong, or not go wrong, but they're not Justify, Good Magic's not ready to run. So a win bet on number 4, Diamond King, a win bet on number 6, 10 Fold. I'm not stupid though. You can box those in exactas. If I'm going to look at the probables are the payouts that will probably happen in your exacta pools. I'm going to look at 7, Justify, coming in first, with number 1, number 3, number 4, and number 6 coming in second. If those exactas pay okay, 10, 15 bucks, probably going to make that a bet. If Justify is off his game like Big Brown was off his game, I'm going to bet that Good Magic's probably going to be on his game. I'm going to put Good Magic over those same horses. The 1, which is Quip. Number 3, which is Sporting Chance. Number 4, Diamond King. And number 6, 10 Fold. You got to gamble on those sorts of things. Or try to, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? And you want to be cashing in if those what ifs come true. That's how you got to think in thoroughbred horse racing. Not master of the obvious, not what's going to happen. We can all forecast probably what's going to happen. But if you're going to bet, at least try to bet to make some money, not to be right and cash a ticket that barely buys a value drink at McDonald's. All right? That's how you got to think in thoroughbred handicapping. So number 4, a win bet on number 4, win bet on number 6. Your exactas 7 over the 1, 3, 4, 6, and another exacta 5 over 1, 3, 4, 6. See what happens. All right. Check those probables. If they ain't paying much, I ain't betting those exactas. Okay. More than likely, this is a race to skip. Sit back, drink you some Black-Eyed Susans, and watch it on TV. And if you're a sports fan, cheer on another potential triple crown winner. Sound like I've had some Black-Eyed Susan. Triple crown winner. From a pure fan standpoint, let's cheer on Justify. Could be a really special horse. All right? And we could get something rare, maybe a triple crown within a few years of each other, which I never thought I would see. So, it's pretty special. But whatever you do, please do not bet don't box 5 and 7. Everybody and their grandma is going to be boxing number 5 Good Magic with number 7 Justify. Don't be one of those. Start thinking differently and try to profit from that when you go, everybody's going this way and thinking this will happen, which will probably happen. If it's worth the risk and it pays good, go the other way, all right? So hopefully you'll cash some way and enjoy, that's the bottom line, enjoying these beautiful animals and hopefully profiting from the Preakness. It's going to be hard to profit from this year's Preakness, in my opinion. It's justifying Good Magic's race to lose. If you hadn't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit that button, follow me on Twitter at Weekend Capper and on Facebook, Weekend Handicapper. Until next time, happy handicapping and smart wagering. Enjoy the Preakness. Enjoy if Justify wins something special. If he doesn't win, I sure hope you find the right winner and cash in on Preakness Day. It's a special race day in the racing world. Hope you enjoy it and hope you win some money. Till next time, happy handicapping and smart wagering.